What is up, guys? Coach David here, and welcome to another episode of one, Garage Gym Startup, if you're listening to this on a podcast, and two, our YouTube vlog, I guess you could call it, of the next 5 years if you're watching this on YouTube. So this is kind of a little different model than I usually do. I usually kind of have a day in the life of style for the vlog, and then of course I have my my podcast version of everything as well. But today I'm going to try to get two birds with one stone. So I'm just going to go over 4 different topics today of things that are happening right now for us here at the gym, and both in business and as far as coaching goes. So if you're a coach and listening to this kind of prep work as well, the first thing that I want to talk about, guys, is right outside of this door, a few feet down, there's an empty lot that the same guy who owns all of the property that we're on, he also owns this empty lot. And on that empty lot, they're currently building a 3-story, 22,000 square foot office building. Guys, this is Austin, Texas. If there is a piece of land, they will build on it. No matter how big or small the land is, they will find a way to build on that land. It's impressive and kind of disheartening at the same time, especially if you've lived in Austin for a long time. I love the growth of Austin. I'm not like an anti-growth person. What I am is an anti-unnecessary growth person, and I'm also pro finding a way to better our transportation here in the city of Austin before we just continue growing. But that's a whole nother topic. So what does this construction mean for us? So they've started this construction. It means a lot for us. One, it means a new flow of traffic. So what they've done is they've put a gate next to our building, so we cannot leave through that lot anymore, which we shared this parking space with a co-working/event space, and there was a great flow of traffic in and out for a long time. And now that that exit is gone, it's created kind of a bottleneck effect depending on what time of the day it is. What's made this whole situation worse is that there's been very little communication from our landlord or from our property manager, and that's never good. We've sent emails, we've made phone calls, it's not that we've only heard little things back, we've literally heard nothing back. So we're kind of thinking about what are the next steps to that. Right now, we're still sticking with phone calls and emails like, hey, just getting back in and checking in. So that way we have a file of check-ins, right? So they know that we've been making these calls, because not only do we want to learn a little bit more about what's going on and a timeline, especially since it's really going to affect our the back area a little bit later, but we also have tenant improvement allowance left, and we have received no feedback as to the changes that we want to make, and our timeline is getting smaller and smaller to get those things done. Now, trust me, if they just come and say like, oh, hey, your time's up, and they never even mentioned this past month that they have not even spoken to us, it won't be just an easy like, okay, cool, thanks, I guess we're done. No. We will definitely be pushing back on that a lot more. But what do you do? What do you do in this situation when you have a land management company who is unresponsive? I really think the only thing that you can do is continue trying to contact them over and over again, so that way you have this list of like, hey, look at all these emails that I've sent to you guys. Here's my phone records of me calling you. Some people have given me the advice of, hey, send a letter with the letterhead from an attorney, wanting feedback, because when people get those letters from an attorney, it's like, oh my God, we really need to get this done. I really feel like that's a big step and not really the way that I want to go, because I feel like once you take it to the attorney level, you're taking it to the next level. I'm like, I want to be neighborly with everyone, right? Like, I want our landlord to reach out to us and say, hey, I hope you guys are doing well. Please let us know if you need anything. We sent a service request to get some lights done 6 weeks ago. It was never taken care of. We ended up hiring our own maintenance person to come in and handle those types of things for us. Actually, the land management maintenance guy was here today, and he was like, oh, sorry, we haven't gotten to you because we're busy. Busy is the worst excuse ever for a business. I'm not even going to elaborate on that. You should never be too busy, period. I just, it would be great if they could reach out, but I don't want to turn this into a soapbox. I think the next steps that I'm going to take is just showing up to the office and saying, hey guys, I've reached out several times. I'm not really sure what the deal is. Is it something on my end that I've done wrong? I just want you guys to know that we do have a timeline, and we're expecting to get all of those days that we were granted in the beginning, not have those taken away because of their lack of response to us. So that's kind of what we're going through right now with this construction. Construction is always a pain. And in Austin, guys, construction is not a year long. They say it will be ready in November of 2020. I will be very impressed if this is done in November of 2020. Again, it's a 3-story office building. There's some construction guys that work here at the gym that own some contracting companies. And they're like, no way. There's no way that these guys are going to finish this 3-story building in only 1 year. So it'd be very interesting to see this progress. But at the same time, it's going to be 22,000 square feet of office. That could potentially mean more clientele for us and our ability to reach out to them and see how we can help them in any way. The other thing that's been going on, guys, is I'm starting to think about our 2020 steps, and I feel like I'm a little bit behind on this. It's November already. I really want to get better about planning ahead and just thinking about what is 2020 going to look like for us. I had a lot of goals in 2019 that we didn't even get close to, but we did have the biggest one, which was this change in price structure, which was huge for us, mainly just to be able to continue affording this building because it is not cheap. Which you guys have heard on the podcast. And the podcast, by the way, is Garage Gym Startup on iTunes and on Spotify, if you guys aren't sure what I'm referring to when I'm talking about the podcast. So kind of stepping into this this visualization of, okay, what does 2020 look like for us? My big goal, guys, in 2020 is staff. Getting 1, 2, maybe even 3 coaches on board. I think that it's going to help us solidify this location. People always ask, what about a second location? Is that what you do next? I don't even want to think about a second location until we have this location down, not perfectly. I don't believe in perfect, but we have it down well enough that we can make transitions. Hey, this coach is going to go here. This coach will go here. I did not start OTL Fitness to be coaching until I'm 65 years old, only coaching. I started OTL Fitness because I want to create something large enough to affect as many lives as possible. I know that just the 130 people that are here at the gym aren't the only people who are needing an outlet in life. And I really believe that before anything, that OTL Fitness is an outlet for people. It's an outlet for them to get away from the ordinary for an hour every single day, 3 times a week, whatever it may be for them. We're creating an outlet. And in order to continue this vision, this overall big vision that I have, we have to eventually expand, whether that means a larger facility in a more, I shouldn't say central location because we're pretty central, or if that means more locations, whatever that may mean. I want to be someone who is able to bring in new coaches and grow new coaches. That's really my goal. People are always so afraid, like, oh, but y'all, you're why I come here. That's awesome. And I'm really happy that people think that about us. But in order for us to make the impact that we really want to create, we have to bring more staff on. So that's going to be my big goal for 2020 is releasing the fear of losing people because we're trying to grow our business and grow our reach amongst the people here in Austin. So that's hard. It's a little bit of ego. It's a little bit of uncertainty. It's a little bit of fear. It's all of those things mixed in one pot with other things as well. I think it's even culturally as well. Like the Hispanic culture is very built on like do things yourself and work. And I do believe in that. I believe in hard work, but I also believe that I need to start understanding what it really takes to make a large business and not just a great large business and not just one spot and a great one spot. So that's going to be my big vision for 2020. And another goal is going to be quarterly meetings or get-togethers with our coaches so we can brainstorm and say, what's this next step? What does fitness look like right now? Not saying that we have to do all of those things, but at least have better conversations with our coaches, which I feel like we put to the wayside this year. We had 0 coaches meetings. Like there's things that we did that things that we didn't do that I'm really disappointed in. But hey, it's happened already. I'm not going to dwell. It's time to go forward and we're going to keep improving. Something else, there's a really good podcast, guys, and it's called Masters of Scale, and it's hosted by Reid Hoffman, the founder of LinkedIn, amongst other things that I'm not even sure of, but I know that that's one thing that he really talks about a lot is LinkedIn. And he talks about culture and creating a drumbeat to your culture. And I think we have a drumbeat, but I need to figure out what that drumbeat is so I can teach that drumbeat to new people as they come in. This is something that I recently just heard on this podcast, and it hit me so hard because it was all about bringing on new hires. And new hires have no beat to march to if you don't even know what that drum beat is. So it's us figuring that out. I know we already have a pulse. We have this beat. Now I just need to discover what it is and then start to share it with other people as well. I feel like this past month towards the, maybe I would say all of November, I've really been getting over a slump. I was just, again, in like one of these slumps where I'm just like, man, like this is not easy. Am I doing the right thing? Did I get into this business the right way? Am I going the right direction? I've done all of these things wrong. Why? Blah, blah, and feeling bad for myself, which is just, I want to say it's gross, but you know what? It's emotions that I went through, and something that I'm trying to get better at is understanding that emotions are real, and it's okay to be in connection with those emotions as long as you don't let them completely bear you down or bog you down, and then there's no swimming back up to the top, right? Like have emotions, get through these dips and these peaks and these valleys, but when you're in the dip, don't just sit in the dip and feel bad for yourself. Learn why you're in the dip and try to get better and get yourself out of that dip. So that's kind of where we are, or that's what this month has been. It's kind of getting out of it. Something that I do very often, and this is very personal, is I take my, I don't want to call it depression, but I take my negativity sometimes and then I bring it to my home as well. And it will start friction, right? I'm like blaming things on myself, and then I'm like, why do we even do this? And blah blah blah. And it's an effect on my relationship with my wife. And even though my son's smaller, it's there, right? That negative energy is in the room, and I don't want it to be. So I made this promise to my wife. I said, I promise that I am no longer going to get upset about the things that we haven't done, and instead I'm going to start fixing them. We're not good at staffing. That's a big issue that I have. I just can't get myself to do it because of all the stuff in the pot that I talked about earlier. But you know what? I got to get over those things. All right. I can't just be mad and then get upset and take that home. I've got to do something about that. Okay, this is the problem. Find the problem, fix the problem. 2020 is going to be all about fixing problems for me. And I'm not waiting till I'm doing this stuff right now. So that was a big promise that I made, and it's really boosted me. I think it's going to be a lot of help to everyone. The business, it's going to be help to me. It's going to be help to my wife, to my kid, everyone, because they don't need that, right? Like nobody needs that. Nobody needs that negativity, that unnecessary negativity. All right, you've got a problem, then fix it. That's why you started a business. There's always going to be problems, right? But we can't just sit around moping about those problems. We've got to take action. We've got to fix those problems. This is like self-talk right now. And the last thing that I want to talk about, guys, on a positive note, we had a big Friendsgiving, OTL first annual Friendsgiving here at OTL Fitness, and it was incredible. We had so much food. It was insane. And obviously, like, there's stuff all over the place, and we had to clean it up. And while I was prepping Sunday for Monday, I was like, man, it's really cool. Like, I get the energy right now that I can bring into my Monday class. So for those who are coaches, this is for you right here. How are you preparing yourself for that Monday class? The weekend can kind of throw us off sometimes. What are you doing in your gym? This is really for gym owners as well. Are you cleaning things? Are you getting your board ready? Are you programming? Are you getting into that mindset of like, all right, we're going to bring it? Not, it's Monday, got to start all over again. Like, you should want to bring that fire, guys, each and every day. So how are you preparing both physically and mentally for your Monday? And then here's a challenge that I want for you guys, a quick little challenge. I want you guys to start to find something that you're doing in your life and make a promise to yourself or to your significant other to not do that thing anymore. And that thing is a negative thing. It's time to reevaluate yourself. Have that discussion with yourself. What am I doing that's taking away and not adding to? And say to yourself, write it down. I promise I will not do this, and instead I will do this. Because once you start speaking it out there, guys, you write it down, like, now it's legit, it is ready. If I didn't make that promise to my wife, I would still probably be in that mindset like, well, I'll just keep bringing this stuff up whenever it starts affecting me. No, I'm not doing that. Now all I'm going to talk about are solutions. So find something that you're doing, slash that thing, take it away, and improve. Whether you're in the gym business or another business, guys, it's all the same. If you're in the service business, it is all the same. So make yourself that promise and make yourself better. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening as well. For my listeners, please take 1 minute to leave a review. 5 stars would be great. 1 star, if that's what you feel about it, that's fine with me as well. But leave a comment as well. And for my viewers, down below, guys, comment. Also, what really helps, it doesn't help me financially at all, because I obviously only have like 300 subscribers. Subscribe, because what it does is it motivates me. I'm like, dang, people are listening, people are watching. So please do that for me. It would make me feel great. And guys, thank y'all so much. Another episode of Garage Gym Startup and the next 5 years. We'll talk to you guys soon.